Annie, is that you? Hello?
Hi.
Hold up your hands! Hold up your hands, or I fire. I say this is a go!
It's my first job, mister.
What are you after?
Something to eat?
Are you really hungry?
Am I? I could eat the cheese right out of a mousetrap if I was so inclined, and if you got a canary, had the birdseeds, all I'm saying.
Well, there's plenty of food in the house. I hate to see a man go hungry. If food really is all you want, I can give it to you.
You're alright, boy.
Hold on a second. How do I know this isn't some kind of trick? I have a mind to put a bullet through your heart.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
What do you mean?
Just what I say, and I say what I mean. If you want my heart, you'll have to cut it out. You don't think I know that this is a paper cutter?
Well, it's a sharp one.
You're the sharp one here.
Oh. Come on.
Where'd you get that red lamp, mister?
Belonged to my father.
It came from South America.
My father brought it down there years ago. Have you been to South America?
Pretty near all over it. There's only one place where they make lamps like that. Down in Tarabera, Peru.
That's where father got it.
It's a good luck lamp.
A good luck lamp. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Well, the natives down there believe that when you're in trouble, all you gotta do is light one of these lamps and troubles just disappear. I believe that too. I was out of a job down in Tarabera one time, and a man saw the light, came right to my house, and gave me a good paying job right then and there.
Well, I mean, when you said magic, I thought you meant like it summoned up a genie.
No. No. This is a real good luck lamp. Ain't it Aladdin's or any other fairy story one like that.
You think this lamp brings good luck?
Hmm?
Well, I don't. It's never brought me any.
That's cause you never lighted it. The wick's not even burnt, it's brand new.
Say, you're right. I wonder who put this on the table in the first place. We always kept it over there in the cabinet. Good luck, eh? Well, I'll put it to the test. Hand it over, I'll fill it.
It is filled, it's got oil in it already.
Really? That's strange. I wonder who could have filled it.
Well, you won't have to fight me, boyo. I don't do any crooked work one of those lamps is involved. This is where Billy Worth says good night.
Ah, you're superstitious, huh?
I am. And you know what I believe? I believe that good luck will come my way just 'cause I found that there lamp.
Well, I can at least get you something to eat before you go.
That's a starter.
But first I'm going to try out this lamp and see if it brings me good luck.
You got just about everything a fella could want now, haven't you?
No. I'm tied here like a baby. I've been treated like a kid my whole life. I want to go out and see the world. I want to travel. I want to go to South America.
Well, why don't you?
Harold!
That's why. Just a minute, Aunt Matilda. My aunt won't let me travel alone, and she won't travel with me until my sister gets married. She has control of all the money.
Oh, so she's got the key to the cash box, I see.
Won't even let me have cigarette money.
Well, it just so happens that I have a spare. Take it.
Will I? Say, my name's Harold Deering.
Bill Worth, good to meet you.
Say, Billy Worth, tell me more about South America. Where's the best place for a guy like me to go?
Harold!
Yes, Aunt Matilda.
Are you in the living room?
She's coming.
Oh.
If she finds you here, heaven only knows what she won't do if she finds you here. Oh, the window, quick.
I can tell you a lot about South America.
Come back and tell me. My aunt's going out, my sister's going with her. When they've gone, I'll have some supper ready for you.
But how will I know when your aunt's gone?
Oh, the red lamp. I'll light the red lamp and I'll put it in the window.
Ah, for good luck.
As soon as you see that red light, you'll know the coast is clear.
And I come at the front door and I tell you a lot about South America.
Great.
Harold!
Hurry.
What are you doing, Harold?
Nothing at all. That is, I was admiring the night. Such a lovely night. The stars, the moon. It's It's a glorious heaven.
A cigarette! Harold, you've been smoking against my wishes. Where did you get that? Ah, you needn't answer me. I know. Mr. Clark gave it to you.
Archie Clark?
Certainly, you needn't deny it. He's in love with your sister Alice. He has bribed you. What did you do? What did you promise to do in return for that poisonous weed? Ah, don't perjure yourself. I know you brought your sister a note. I dare say, what was in that note?
Aunt Matilda.
I demand to know the contents of that letter.
There wasn't any letter. Archie didn't give me the cigarette. There. Does that satisfy you?
Shall have to speak with your sister about this.
Look here, Aunt Matilda. I want to go to South America.
South America, Harold! Never let me hear you speak of such a horrible country again. Think of the wild characters there, the rough men. Besides, your sister and I need your protection. Which reminds me, Alice and I are going over to Mrs. Terrace this evening for a cup of tea.
Do you want me to see you over?
No, it's just a step. You can see Mrs. Terrace's light from the window there. I wish you to remain at home and guard the house. Annie is in and will answer the bell if anyone calls. Emerson's essays are here on the table, or if you prefer to read Ferguson's, here's his Creative Evolution.
I want to go out in the world and do something like Dad did.
There is plenty to do here. I wish you to remain here and keep an eye on your sister. I believe Mr. Clark finds some means of communicating with her, despite my precautions.
Why do you object to Archie Clark so much? I think Alice will be lucky to have him.
It would be a calamity. How can you picture such a thing?
I mean, he's good looking, isn't he?
I don't know. I've never seen Mr. Clark, and I have no desire to see him. He's unsuited to Alice in every way.
Why is he?
He's a lawyer without a client. He's as poor as a church mouse, practically penniless. When Alice marries, she will marry a man with a substantial bank account. I'll see to that. Economy is no longer in good taste.
He has a rich uncle.
Who may live for 20 years yet and leave his money to an orphan asylum. I don't believe in speculation. Rich uncles are a very uncertain quantity. But I wonder how old the uncle is. If I could arrange a meeting between him and Alice, they may find they have a great deal in common. Where are you going, Harold?
To fix up something to eat.
Always eating. Tell Annie I wish to speak with her.
Yes, Aunt Matilda. Or Archie.
Are you ready to go, Alice? Why, where's your hat?
I don't think I'll go with you tonight, Aunt Matilda. I have a headache. I'll stay home.
But Mrs. Terra especially wishes to see you.
Oh, I don't feel up to the calling, Auntie.
A headache powder will make you feel better at once. I'll go get one.
No, I don't want to go, Auntie. Really, I don't.
Nonsense. I'll get the powders. Mrs. Terra especially wishes to see you, and I told her I would bring you over, and bring you over I shall.
Oh, you shan't. Oh, you shan't. You shan't. You shan't. Why don't I have the courage to tell her and just face it out? You wanted me, Miss Darren? Where's Sharon? She'll be back in a moment. Oh, Annie, Aunt Matilda wants me to go out with her tonight. And oh, Annie, you know.
Is Mr. Clark coming tonight, Miss Alice?
Shh, not so loud.
Is Mr. Clark coming tonight?
Yes, I knew Aunt Matilda would be leaving, so I wrote Archie. I told him I'd put a red lamp in the window so he'd know all was safe once Aunt Matilda left. I'm going to use that red lamp that Father brought from South America. It's funny it isn't here.
Here it is, on the table, Miss Alice.
And all filled. That's funny. Harold must have taken it out.
So, it's to be a signal, is it?
Yeah, a signal to bring Archie to the house. And Aunt Matilda says I have to go out with her tonight. And oh, Annie, aren't you ever in love?
I was that.
Then you'll help me.
I will so. Lie down on the couch there, Miss Alice, and I'll rub your poor, aching, throbbing, steaming little head.
Thank you, Annie. You're a dear. Be careful not to muss my hair. Who are you in love with, Annie?
Oh, fine feller, Miss Alice. But for one failing he had and he couldn't get over it. No, it wasn't drink. It was worse than that. Drink you can cure, but the Roman spirit in a man, you can't cure. That was his weakness. He must go out and see the world, and for that he couldn't stay in one place and settle down. It was a sad waste of a fine man.
Where is he now, Annie?
Among the Chichilians, likely, or the Peristyles. He went that way, I went this, and we lost track of one another.
Do you still care for him?
Can I say? if he should turn up and be looking to settle down and looking for someone to settle with.
You'd marry him.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't. So, that red lamp in the windy's bringing your lawyer boy, is it?
Reporter, I hear her coming.
Sure, it's not too good for you that you should be going out this night, Miss Alice.
Are you feeling worse, Alice?
No better. I'm afraid if I go out, I shall suffer terribly.
Here, take one of these powders.
Thank you, Aunt Matilda. You're a dear. I'll take it as soon as I go to my room. Are you sure you won't be upset if I don't go out with you tonight?
Mrs. Terrett will be disappointed is all I can say. But if you will suffer, of course it's best that you remain here. Annie, you will watch over Miss Alice. Mr. Harold is home and will guard the house. I wish you to watch Mr. Harold.
Yes, Miss Deering.
If you smell cigarette smoke, investigate at once. That is all.
I understand, Miss Deering. The poor bye.
By the way, Alice, does this embryotic lawyer, Mr. Clark, smoke cigarettes?
No.
Strange. Have you received any word today from this impoverished person?
Not a line.
Very good. See to it that you have no further communication with this presuming pretender. I ask it in your own interest, Alice. I want to see you happily married. I believe in love. But I don't believe in a girl's falling in love with a poor man.
Archie has a rich uncle.
Who may live for 20 years yet and leave his money to an orphan asylum. This is the second time that my attention has been called to that fact this evening. Now, if you found the uncle congenial...
Auntie!
Very well, then it is understood that we will never speak of this nephew again. Go to your room and take your powders.
Yes, Aunt Matilda. Have a good time and don't hurry home.
Be sure I shall take my time.
Good.
What?
I said good night. Good night, Aunt Matilda.
Good night, Alice.
Aunt Matilda, what are you doing?
Lighting the red lamp?
You mustn't do that.
And why not?
It's never been lighted before.
Very true. I had it cleaned and filled this afternoon.
But it's haunted. It's sort of like Aladdin's lamp. I mean, things happen when you light it.
Nothing's happened yet.
But Aunt Matilda, they will happen. Look, what are you lighting it for anyway?
I told Mrs. Terrett I would put a red light in the window there before I started over so she would know when to put the tea water on to boil.
The tea water? By the window!
There's nothing to laugh at, Harold.
You bet there isn't.
Put the lamp on the stand there.
Honestly, Aunt Matilda, that lamp's supposed to bring a person good luck.
I don't believe it.
Neither do I.
Then what are you waiting for? Put the lamp on the stand.
On the stand? Yes. The tea's surely done by this time, Aunt Matilda.
There is plenty of time. Harold, the lamp!
You said to put it on the stand.
I didn't tell you to move the stand. Put it by the window. Am I explicit? Put it by the window.
Yes, Aunt Matilda.
Harold, why don't you do as I say?
You said to put the stand by the window.
I did. Now put the lamp on the stand.
I'll do just as you say, Aunt Matilda.
There's been another terrible automobile accident. Car turned turtle. Say the man was killed on the spot. The victim's not been identified. Why is the plant there, Harold?
The plant needs more light than the lamp does, Auntie.
Remove the plant. Leave the lamp. Leave the stand. Am I clear?
Perfectly. Bill shan't be torn to pieces if I can help it.
They say the car caught fire and burned up. Harold, the lamp's gone out.
So it has. There must be a drought in the house or something.
Bring it here, I'll relight it.
I wouldn't waste any more oil if I were you, Aunt Matilda. Surely Mrs. Terrett's seen the light.
Bring me the lamp.
I was just going to.
I'm a woman of my word. I told Mrs. Terrett I would put a light in the window there, and so I shall. There, please replace the lamp on the stand, Harold.
And leave the stand where it is? Yes, Aunt Matilda. So, will the automobile recover? Oh, I mean, will the man be repaired?
You're nervous, Harold. A case of too much cigarette smoking, I can see it plainly.
I wish I could see a case of cigarettes plainly.
That lamp.
Alice?
Alice!
Who put that lamp there? Take it away!
Are you out of your senses?
It's okay. Curtain's closed.
Don't tell her.
The curtain's closed. Who closed the curtains? Never mind. Harold, open the curtains.
I'll do it, Aunt Matilda.
It's a signal to Mrs. Terrett to let her know when to put the tea water on to boil. Why aren't you in bed, Alice?
I heard voices. I came down to investigate.
Where did you get that necklace? That ring?
I was just trying them on.
They're presents from Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark gave them to you.
Yeah, he did.
He dared. Give them to me at once.
No,
I'll return them to
no,
at once. How could you consent to receive such presents from a lawyer without a client? They look real, but that is neither here nor there. Who put out the lamp? Don't answer. Things have come to a pretty pass when I can't light a lamp in my own house. Do you object to me taking a cup of tea with Mrs. Terrett, Alice? Do you, Harold? Don't answer. Not a word. Bring the lamp here. I will light it once more for good luck.
Good luck.
Good Lord.
When I bring the lamp over to Aunt Matilda, trip me up.
Trip you up.
Yes, so I'll fall and break the lampshade.
Fine.
I'm waiting for the lamp, Alice.
Oh, I'm coming, Aunt Matilda. I just have to be really careful because it's so fragile and
Alice Deering!
Tail's fault.
Why didn't you watch where you were going?
Why do you have such big feet?
Who's big
You're
feet?
children! Children! Don't argue. It's a small matter after all.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you take it so sensibly then, Aunt Matilda.
Well, why shouldn't I?
You're a dear.
That was good luck.
Good night, Aunt Matilda. I'm off to bed this time. Hurry over to Miss Terrett's. Night.
I'm going to go see if my supper's ready. I'm glad you take it so sensibly, Aunt Matilda.
Well, why shouldn't I? When with the lamp, there came half a dozen extra shades. There. to give the tea water time to boil. The doorbell. I wonder who that could be.
The lamp. Oh, Aunt Matilda. Annie, don't answer the bell. Annie, don't open the door. It's Mr. Clark? Saints be with us. What'll happen now?
Mr. Clark. So, Alice Deering, you had no intention of going to bed. You have changed your dress to receive him.
Oh, why didn't I remember the lamp had extra shades?
Ah, so the lamp was to be a signal to bring Mr. Clark to the house after I had gone. So Mr. Clark is at the door.
Don't blame Archie, Aunt Matilda. It's all my fault. I told him to come. I'm the one to blame.
Go to your room, Alice. I will save my remarks for Mr. Clark.
Poor Archie.
See that Miss Alice returns to her room. I will answer the bell myself. Harold said the lamp brought good luck. Well, this is a piece of good luck.
There, Miss Alice. Perhaps things will come out all right yet. Right? How can they? Hark, she's opening the door. I can't bear to listen.
Come to your room, Miss Alice. I'll wager the lawyer boy is a match for her.
Don't attempt to defend yourself, Mr. Clark. You arranged for a clandestine meeting here this evening. Why, your very clothes condemn you. They show you meant to disguise yourself. Didn't you wait for that red light in the window before coming here? Wasn't that the signal to let you know I had left the house?
Yes, it was, ma'am.
Ah, not another word. You admit your identity. You confess your guilt. Be seated, please. We have much to discuss. Sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
Kindly allow me to do the talking. You have disregarded my wishes, my commands, by coming here. But now that you are here, I will tell you exactly what I think of you.
Just a minute now.
Ah, sit down.
Yes, ma'am.
I know what you wish to say, that you have a rich uncle.
Have I?
But it's not certain that he will leave you his money when he does die.
It isn't?
No. And there's no use discussing it any further. Now, I wish to give you this ring.
I can't take that.
You must. I insist. My niece has no further use for it.
Hasn't she?
No, none whatsoever.
Well, I always like to oblige a lady. Whew, look at the sparkle on this one.
You will also take this necklace.
You mean your niece has any use for that either?
No, none.
No, I can't take the necklace too.
You must. You have no choice in the matter. I will not listen to her refusal.
Well, if you put it that way. Look at these sparklers. Say, is there anything else your niece perhaps wants to get rid of?
Not to my knowledge.
Alrighty then. Where's Harold?
What do you want with my nephew?
He was going to give me something?
Money. My nephew owes you money.
No,
There
no,
is
no.
no use discussing it. Merely mention the amount. I will write out a check for the entire amount. How much is it? 10? 20? 50? 100?
If you will let me speak,
How
please.
much?
I'll make it 100. I really don't care.
Payable to?
Yes, make that payable to bearer, will you please?
Certainly, I have no wish to write your name. It is useless to speak with you, I can see that now. I will merely state that out of all the presumptuous, undisciplined, interfering men I have ever met, you are the worst specimen among the lot. You know where the door is? Show yourself out. If you ever return here again, I shall invoke the aid of the police.
Cuckoo. A sentry. This is because of you, isn't it? What next for Billy Worth, I wonder?
Is it a ghost I'm seeing? Is it the ghost of Bill Worth?
Annie? Annie O'Shane?
Is it really you, Bill?
Is it? This lamp, it's working overtime for me. You never got married, did you, Annie?
Not a bit of it. You never got eat up, did you, Bill?
Do I look it? I've seen the world, girl, and I quit traveling. I'm going to settle down now. Well, If I can get a nice little girl I know to settle down with me, that is.
Well, I'm not at all sure you can.
How'd you like to wear this pretty little necklace then, Annie?
Holy saints! It's fit for a duchess! It's too fine for me, Bill.
Well, if you don't like the necklace, then how about helping me spend this here check? Pay to bear $100.
Mother of heaven! Did you come by these honest, Bill?
Fair and honest.
If you really and truly mean to settle down, Billworth, I guess you can get that girl to take you.
Done. Here we go. You're engaged to me, Annie O'Shane, and this is the ring to make it binding.
Binding it is. A real diamond, just see the glitter of it.
But Annie, I'll never live to marry you if I don't get something to eat pretty quick. I'm near starving away down here.
Starving, are you? Come on to the kitchen, Bill, and I'll fix you up something to eat. That is, unless you spoiled your taste for cold pork and pie with your eating of peppery foods.
Cold pork and pie? Sounds like the food they feed the angels on. Lead the way.
Come along, Bill. Just look at the sparkle of it.
There, I told Alice that I returned the jewels to Mr. Clark, and he agreed never to return here again. Wonder who that could be.
Matilda! I thought you'd gone.
Don't block the doorway, Harold. I wish to answer the bell. Annie is evidently busy.
I can answer the bell. Let me answer it. Matilda, it's a friend of mine, I must confess. It's a man I befriended, Billy Worth. He's a rough sort, but he's hungry, half-starved, and I told him if he came by the house, I'd get him something to eat. He's out of a job. We need a gardener, don't we?
It's not right of you to ask rough characters to the house, Harold. But your kind heart does you credit. I'll admit this man, William Worth, and see if his story is true.
Now, if Bill only behaves himself and doesn't talk about South America, it'll be all right. Here they come.
So I understand you're looking for a position as a gardener. What experience have you had in this line?
Archie Clark?
Put that lamp in the window.
What are you doing here?
That lamp. A signal from your sister.
Aunt Matilda thinks you're a gardener.
What?
Let her think it, and you'll never get out of here alive.
What?
And don't let her see those nice clothes either.
Ahem. Where were you last employed, William?
William? I was employed by the Duke of Salisbury, madam.
The Duke of Salisbury. Splendid. Come, take off your coat. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
I don't care to have you see my clothes.
Oh, poor fellow. Are they as ragged as all that? How did you come to lose your employment with the Duke?
You see, it was this way. The Duke wanted me to plant Jack and pulpits among the black-eyed Susans. I can't do it, Duke. I said, you can't put Jacks and Susans together like that. It's too scandalous.
Quite right.
He persisted. I refused. He gave me the option of doing as he wished or leaving his employ. Could I subject myself to such an outrageous proceeding? I could not. I left his employ.
Have you any references?
References. I think I left them at home.
Ah, where is your home?
My home.
Where is it? Don't excite Bill, Auntie. He's nervous. Weak.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. Harold told me. You must be starving. Please, have a seat. Eat. Don't hesitate. Don't be backwards. Eat everything.
Go to it, William. Eat or she'll find you a fraud.
I've just had my dinner.
Come, aren't you very hungry, William?
Hungry's not the word for it, madam.
It is always a pleasure to see a hungry man satisfy his appetite. I will consider employing you, William. My niece has charge of the gardens, however. I will ask her to question you concerning your knowledge of bulbs and flowers.
Splendid! This dinner, I mean, it's splendid.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Why don't you try the pie? Come, let us see you enjoy the pie.
Yes. Let us see you enjoy the pie. William?
Will your niece be able to see me this evening?
Yes, as soon as you finish your supper.
Then it's worth it.
Well, I will go see if my niece is still up.
Oh, you're a nice one making me eat all that cold stuff. But if it gets me to see Alice, I won't complain. Wait a minute, what if she recognizes me?
I didn't think of that. You shouldn't let her see your face. You can look out the window. Admire the glorious heavens.
This better work.
This man was last in the employ of the Duke of Salisbury, Alice. That is to his credit. My niece is here to question you concerning your knowledge of bulbs and flowers.
Don't jump, it's Archie.
Be seated, please. We have a great deal to talk about.
Yes, we have.
One moment, please. If there's anything that bores me stiff, it's bulbs and flowers. I will excuse myself to Mrs. Tarrant. She must be wondering where I've gotten off to. Harold, if this gardener is satisfactory, arrange for his return in the morning.
Yes, Aunt Matilda. I'm sure Alice will keep him.
Employed by the Duke of Salisbury. It'll be something to boast of. But the tea water must be done by this time.
Alice.
Shh. Okay, she's gone. Wait. Now go ahead.
Don't be so silly, Harold.
Really, don't make a fool of yourself, Harold.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like another piece of pie? Oh, wait a minute. What's become of Bill Worth? That's what I want to know.
Why don't you go out on the steps and watch for him?
Two's a company, eh?
Yeah.
I'll go look for Bill. Let us see you enjoy the pie, William.
Alice. Are you going to let your aunt stand between us forever? Don't you care enough for us to brave her anger?
Archie, isn't your uncle ever going to die?
I don't believe so. He's on an automobile trip now. Alice, there's no use counting on the old miser's money. My practice is picking up. We'll have to economize, but we won't starve.
It's Ani who cares about money. I think living in a flat would be fun.
Then let's defy your aunt and elope.
Archie,
Now, tonight. Why not? It's the only way we'll ever get ahead of your aunt.
are you sure there's no one else you care for?
Of course there's no one else.
Okay, I'll do it. It'll serve Aunt Matilda right.
Good for you. We can catch the 9:42. There's no time to waste.
I'll call Annie to help me pack.
I'll get Harold to help us.
Annie!
Harold!
Annie! Annie! There you are! Help me pack, Annie! Where'd you get that necklace? That ring?
Sure. Ain't they lovely things, Miss Alice? A gentleman friend gave them to me. Just think of it, Miss Alice. He loves me.
Oh. I wouldn't have believed it possible. Archie! Archie! I wouldn't have believed it of you, Archie Clark! I'm glad I found you out in time!
Found me out. What are you doing with that necklace? That ring? This is what you care for my gifts? You give them to your maid?
I gave them to her. No, you gave them to her.
I did nothing of the sort.
Who gave them to you, Annie?
I did.
Who's you?
That old lady made me take them.
Aunt Matilda thought that Bill was you, Archie. Don't you see, Alice?
It's all a mistake, Miss Alice. These are too fine for the likes of me. It's Bill himself I've got back, and that's enough.
Alice, will you go with me now?
Archie, forgive me. I'll elope with you after all. Annie, help me pack.
An elopement, is it? Sakes alive!
Here, help me get my coat. Now we can catch the 9:42, cross over to Jersey, knock up a justice of the peace, and be back married before 11 o'clock. Harold, keep your aunt here until 11 o'clock. You can do it one way or another. Then break the news to her, gently, that I'm her new nephew.
Gently.
Yeah.
Gently. You expect me to... I might as well explode a stick of dynamite gently.
I'm all ready, Archie!
We can catch the 9:42. Come on.
I can't help crying, Miss Alice.
Good luck, folks.
Bless you all, my children. Bless you.
Alice, Harold, where are you?
Aunt Matilda's back.
Oh, she'll never let me go with you now!
Quick, the window. Go out by the window.
Yes, we can make escape by the window.
Go out in the hall and stop her, Annie!
Yes, Miss Alice.
I'll block the doorway. Just a moment.
Can you make it, Alice?
Can I? Watch me.
Oh, my dear Mr. Clark, I am so glad you haven't gone. Let me be the first to congratulate you. Oh, I heard the news at Mrs. Terrett. Mrs. Terrett told me you will always be welcome under my roof. I am so delighted that you have found favor in the eyes of my niece. You haven't heard? Oh, an automobile accident. I read of it this evening. Your uncle has died and he has left you his entire fortune, a fabulous amount. Oh, you shall see Alice at once. Harold, make Mr. Clark comfortable. Alice! Alice, dear!
Archie's uncle's dead? Archie's worth a fortune.
Look here, what was all that about? She says I'm worth a fortune, Annie.
A fortune, oh, Bill! Annie, in the arms of Mr. Clark! Is this your devotion to my niece, sir? How dare you put your arms about Mr. Clark's neck? Don't explain. Oh, poor Alice, poor Alice. Harold, what has become of your sister? Where is Alice?
Relax, Aunt Matilda. Alice is just eloped with the gardener.
Eloped with the gardener? Oh, my salts. Oh, just when a fortune was at hand, I will never recover from this blow.
I'll call them back. Lend a voice, Annie. It's all right now. Alice! Mr. Clark, come back!
Miss Alice, Mr. Clark.
Oh, Miss Deering, Mr. Clark.
Mr. Clark, come back!
Then who is...
Oh, they've heard. They're coming.
Who is this man?
A gentleman friend of mine, Miss Deering.
It's Billy Worth, Aunt Matilda, the man who was hungry and looking for a job.
Hi.
I'm sorry I tricked you.
Tricked me? Nothing of the sort. I knew the whole time. Don't think you deceived me, and don't ask me to explain.
If you want me to stay on here, Miss Deering, you'll have to give Bill a job here, too.
I was merely testing your honesty. I am satisfied to try you as a gardener.
Harold, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Matilda.
Oh, my dear children, Harold has called you back to receive your old aunt's blessing.
Your what?
blessing.
Oh, yes, and to deliver a piece of sad news. Your uncle has died in an automobile accident. He has left you his entire fortune.
Alice!
Wait, Matilda, you do like Archie?
Oh, absolutely. I've admired him from the first. I merely pretended to think you were a gardener to test your affections for my niece. I am satisfied that you love her.
Alice.
Then I guess this check don't belong to me then, Miss Deering.
Yes, it does. Keep it and keep silence.
I'm gonna keep both.
It's a bargain, Miss Deering.
Hold on a second. Where do I come into this?
As soon as your sister is married, Harold, I will take you on a cruise to South America.
Bully for you, Aunt Matilda. Get married quick, will ya?
Oh, we will, for Harold's sake.
It's the red lamp that done this. That done every bit of this.